and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, sports fans! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top sports stories that happened this past week. I am your host, Eric. My main man right over there, Ron. How are you?
I'm ready to go.
Ready to go.
I have a lot to say today.
Oh, I think we both do today. I look forward to it. Listen, if you are joining us live, please join the chat. Let us know if you have an opinion or if there's something you want to talk about that maybe we're not covering. Would love to get into it with you as well. Predictions later on in the show. Stay tuned towards the end. You can actually make your predictions, possibly win a prize if you can beat us. And
might want to be here for final thoughts today.
Final week of our Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame voting for our next inductees into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. So we'll check that out after as well. Hey, before we get started, real quick, my birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to me. But I will say, did something fun that I highly recommend. Top Golf. Have you ever done Top Golf, Ron?
Top Golf?
Yeah, there's one in Rhode Island.
What is it?
So basically, that's like targets out, and you basically try to hit these targets, and it's computerized and points and everything else. It's really fun. It's highly recommended. It's a good time. So again, couple drinks, some food, some golf. Highly recommended. Top Golf. I mean, first time I had gone. I really enjoyed it.
If you're going to give me drinks beforehand, I doubt I'm going to be able to hit those targets.
That's all right.
Unless I throw the club at it.
You could do that too. I'm sure. Hey, you might be the first one to ever get banned from Top Golf. That'd be awesome.
I could be. Just saying.
Oh my goodness, Ron. Are you ready to get this party on the...
Absolutely.
Right.
Let's move forth into the great sports wilderness.
All right. Our leadoff story, Aaron Rodgers, possibly landing in Pittsburgh. It's gaining some traction. Would this be the best move for the Steelers?
All right. So first of all, I miss talking about this guy.
I know it's been a week or two.
Well, it's his only option, isn't it? At this point, it's his only option.
Well, not necessarily, because again, he could just wait it out, see if a team gets an injury, and then goes to a different team.
Yeah, he could do that too.
Brock Purdy, for
instance,
instance,
he's got two options,
right? Brock Purdy gets hurt. San Francisco might be a viable option, or give me another top. Detroit, and again, you're looking at a top. I think he would rather go to a team that's actually in contention to possibly get to this. Would be my opinion.
I mean,
not that anybody knows what
Pittsburgh really a contender. They'll make the playoffs, but are they a contender?
No, and that's why I think this is taken as long as it has, because realistically, I don't think he feels it gives him the best opportunity to get back to the Super Bowl one last time.
I mean, he could go to the CFL. He has a shot at winning one over there.
What is the CFL's what is that cup called? I don't even know. If anybody out there live, let us know.
Cup. Yes.
It's the something cup.
The something cup. There's like 6 teams. So he wouldn't have to work too hard to win over there. I'm not saying that he'd win, but there's also the UFL.
Yeah, I highly doubt he'd be doing any of those.
Could you imagine if he got signed by a UFL team?
Yeah,
it would be devastating to me if he signs with the Italian Stallions.
Yeah, who lost, by the way, last week.
I know. Not happy.
6-12, obviously, last 2 seasons with the Jets. We know his first year didn't go well at all with the Achilles. but clearly would be an upgrade for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson are the only 2 quarterbacks on the roster right now. The Steelers really need an answer from him, I would say, before the draft, because otherwise they're going to probably draft a quarterback, maybe have to move up. I think they're picking 21st.
This is a typical Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Move,
and this
right?
is why I'm saying, why would the Steelers...
And then they're stuck.
This is why, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't even know if I want this guy in my organization, in my locker room, because he's already shown a tendency where it's about me and only me. And he's doing it once again, where he should basically be crawling to the Pittsburgh Steelers and saying, take me, after the last 2 seasons he's had and what mess he made in New York.
Yeah.
And it just blows my mind. And they add DK Metcalf. So you get a top-notch wide receiver, but again, another guy that's kind of a little fiery in the locker room, tends to speak his mind. I don't know if these 2 could even mesh in the same locker room to begin with. I think that might be a problem as well. Mike Tomlin, as great as a coach as he is, yes, he's had problems, Antonio Brown being one of them. But even Antonio Brown wasn't as bad in Pittsburgh as he was later on in his career.
Yeah.
You're getting primetime Aaron Rodgers. This guy's been a problem his entire career. It's never been wow, this guy's always had, a pretty steady ride, and just recently. No
arrogance that gets him in trouble. The arrogance goes, and personally, that makes other players around the league not like you, and you don't want the defense not to like you. And you don't want your offensive line to hear you chirping to the other teams.
Why would we think that if he changes his mind, he'd stay committed to the Pittsburgh Steelers? If he's already undecided.
Right.
To me, even if he says next week, like, yeah, I'm going to do it.
He's got one foot in and 1 foot out the door.
The investment for him, right? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's just frustrating. I can't stomach the guy. So I don't wish him well anymore. I just don't like him. I hate his attitude. He's a prima donna, arrogant, self-centered douche, for lack of a better word.
The funny thing is, the comparison to Tom Brady when they were both playing.
Yeah.
And this guy's gone to 1 Super Bowl. 1. They're not even on the same way. I put Peyton Manning ahead of him.
Oh, God, yes.
You know what I mean? Like when they're going to compare 2 quarterbacks, you compare Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. I'm okay with that. Like, I could live with that one. The fact that people want to compare Aaron Rodgers and say he's a great quarterback, he's been a very good quarterback who, again, wins games except when you need to. He's lost to teams that he should have never lost to when he was in Green Bay.
Yeah.
He was the next coming of Joe Namath when he came to New York. Like, he's going to bring that franchise back and finally get him to a Super Bowl. A complete dumpster fire. It turned, I think it was worse than most people even expected it to be. And now it's like he's basically teetering on, do I want to play or not with a team? And he's doing the same thing to the Steelers right now, because think about where the Steelers stand. Do we go grab another quarterback? Do we draft a quarterback? Or do we wait till Aaron Rodgers decides, oh, now I think I might want to play? If I'm the Steelers, take the ball and say, you know what, we'll go play somewhere else because we don't need you. I don't understand why teams even feel the need to entertain this quarterback. I don't understand why we're waiting for him to make a decision and everybody's on bated breath like, oh, what's Aaron going to do? Who cares? This might be the first.
I don't think he's relevant anymore. I really don't.
He isn't. And think about this. If I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm crapping my pants right now because I'm like, I've never had a losing season. This guy's pretty much lost the last 2 years. He's been horrible. Like, you're giving me a guy that possibly could ruin my record because
look, why not draft Shedeur Sanders?
Trade up,
go that route. If you're not gonna make the players, I'd rather do it with a rookie quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Because if it goes south with Aaron Rodgers, he's going to take everybody with him, including Mike Tomlin.
And he's also already trying to dictate to the organization. Like, you can see it already.
Yeah.
When I'm ready, I'll make a decision. Oh, wait, he said he's possibly going to make a decision. He's almost there. We're almost at the point. How about if I'm the Steelers? Crap will get off the pot, buddy. Like, make a decision and move on. Why is an organization basically letting him pull the strings once again?
You know what I would do? I would say you have 24 hours to let us know. And every hour that goes by, you get $1 million less.
I don't even think it's about the money, though, Ron, with him. He just wants to feel like he's going to be the center of the universe.
I understand that, but that's what
so they could say. They could say, "I'm going to give you $1,000," and he'd say, "Okay." If he feels like he can control everything that's going to happen, and if I'm the Steelers, to me right now, I'm just saying, look, I don't get an answer in 24 hours. To your point, you know what? We're moving on. Don't even waste your time with us.
I mean, Mike Tomlin has had worse than Sanders as a quarterback. And he hasn't even played a down in the NFL. And I can already say that he has had worse.
Yeah, I don't understand why they're even entertaining this. Don't. It blows my mind. It just goes to show again, to your point, great word, arrogance. He's basically saying, I know people. Let me ask you this question before we move on, Ron, because this I'm starting to really already get heated with this because I can't.
Getting irritated, aren't you?
I can't with him. But put him on any of the Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, and you put him on the Kansas City Chiefs. Do they win the Super Bowl?
No.
Philadelphia Eagles, who just won it. So this is what I'm saying. Like, there's people out there, teams out there. The Steelers are out there right now, entertaining a guy that I don't even feel he could go to the best team right now and win.
He's not going to win another Super Bowl. He's not going to do it.
So why are we entertaining? Why is this even a story, Ron?
I don't know.
Right? Like, I don't get it. This isn't a guy coming in, Tom Brady.
All those people that are on that 4-letter network, they always praise this guy like his crap don't stink. And he's one of the best quarterbacks. And some of them say he's the best quarterback ever, which is a total farce because he's won one. And he's blown plenty of opportunities where he should have been there. And he lost because it's self-centered. And I'm at the point now where I don't think any of his teammates have ever liked him.
You want my opinion? I would have kept Russell Wilson because I felt like he'd give you a better opportunity to win than this guy. Like, I don't see it. Maybe I'm blind. If somebody's out there live right now.
Who do you want teaching your quarterback? Yeah. Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers?
Like, because it's Aaron. Kyle, thank you for joining. Yeah, it's Aaron, and it's Aaron.
I don't see any chat.
And it's arrogance. You see what I did there? Where it's just blowing my mind that we're continuing to talk about this guy. But
I'm gonna refresh.
It's gotten to a point now where I really hope. Listen, I don't even like the Steelers. I'm not a Steelers fan. I don't know if anybody can notice who's my team. But I would prefer this guy not be in the league than to go to the Steelers, who have been a franchise that has been involved in the playoffs, the postseason, having these win totals for as long as they have. And then you're going to get this guy to come in and actually ruin your franchise. Like, this could be a guy that could ruin the Steelers for years.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said, he's one of those guys that can take everybody down with him, and including Mike Tomlin. If he does not win this season and they have Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, that could be his job. Do you want to put your job in Aaron Rodgers' hands at this point? What he did to the Jets?
And that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Everybody that's out there live, let us know. Is Aaron Rodgers the right choice for the Pittsburgh Steelers? What's your opinion on it? And we may get an answer before the draft run. If not, our live draft show, we may be talking about Aaron Rodgers once again and the Pittsburgh Steelers and what happened. So we'll have to see. But let's move on to another topic that's going to piss me off again. That's Bill Parcells and the New England Patriots have mended fences. And now Parcells will be part of the New England Patriots Hall of Fame after Robert Kraft.
I don't even understand why.
So thank you, because I need to start. I got to start this. How does a man who's 32-32, a 500 record, 2-2 in the postseason, a 500 record, considered a Hall of Famer in the New England Patriots?
Shouldn't be.
Realm of football. Like, it shouldn't even happen. They never even had. What is Bill Parcells known for? When he was coaching, what was his strength, Ron?
Being a jackwagon?
Defense, right? He was a defensive-minded coach. They never even ranked in the top 10 the 4 years he was in New England. No. So he wasn't even a great defensive coach for the New England Patriots, where you go, wow, let's figure this out. Problems arose in 96 when the Patriots drafted Terry Glenn, who helped them get to the Super Bowl.
Yes, she did.
Right? Yes, she did. Parcells' famous line, if you're going to ask us to cook the meal, they ought to let you buy the groceries. So I wanted to rattle off a few draft picks that him and Bobby Greer, who at the time was not even considered the GM, but was kind of helping with player personnel.
Yep.
Drew Bledsoe, good player, not bad. Troy Brown, who was drafted in the 7th round, pretty good receiver for the New England Patriots, correct? Willie McGinnis, not bad, right? Ty Law, Hall of Famer. Ted Johnson, Curtis Martin, Hall of Famer. Terry Glenn, Lawyer Malloy, Teddy Bruschi. Those are in 4 years. All those guys contributed to the New England Patriots making it to a Super Bowl, winning a Super Bowl. How bad was it, Mr. Parcells, that you wanted to buy the groceries to cook the meals when they were giving you pretty good damn ingredients and an open book?
Top-notch ingredients.
I don't even understand how this became a problem, because here we go with another arrogant son of a person who felt like they wanted to be the spotlight and end-all be-all.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they were getting players for him that were actually quality players.
Absolutely. Those players won a Super Bowl. They won Super Bowls.
So it blows my mind that we're going to put him in the Hall of Fame now and make him part of that he didn't create anything, because he got players, he coached them up, and then he decided during the Super Bowl that he was going to already sign with the New York Jets and become their head coach. During a Super Bowl. I don't care how committed, what fences you mended. He does not deserve to be in the Patriots Hall of Fame.
No.
Robert Kraft is absolutely just trying to backtrack all the crap he's done the last couple of years with all the mistakes he's made and saying, oh, this will bring fans back and bring back that luster and the yesteryears and when we really started to build something. This is the dumbest move I've seen from the Patriots owner in a long time. And he's made some pretty dumb ones recently.
Yeah. No, I agree. He doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame for the Patriots. When you're a 500 coach and you don't coach those players that ended up bringing a team a Super Bowl, just doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. I have a lot of issues with my hometown teams today. A lot of issues.
And it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Like, you finally started to make things right. Mike Vrabel, right? You're doing some things. Like you spent the most money in free agency. That's what people want to see. Not you're going to mend fences with a 500 coach because you said he's basically what started this whole thing. Pete Carroll.
That is sticking it to Belichick, to be honest with you. That's what I get out of it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't doubt it because, again, at the end of the day, let's see how long it takes him to put Bill Belichick into the Patriots Hall of Fame. I guarantee that isn't going to happen very soon. If anybody deserved to get in, it would have been Bill now.
Yeah.
Like, just put Bill in. So it's a given.
Right. Yeah,
Not
no, I mean,
Parcells.
that's what they should have done.
Not
If you
the
want to mend
Parcells.
fences, you mend fences with the guy that got you there. Right? He brought
That's
the
all.
championships.
It just blows my mind. Pissed me off. I needed to get it off my chest. Thank you for indulging me on that.
Oh, no, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I think
One
it's
AFC
BS.
championship. Like one. And the one other loss he had in the postseason was the Bill Belichick with the Cleveland Browns, who stunk. It wasn't even good then. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't even get, to your point, how's Belichick not just in Parcells gets in before him? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
If there's
to
a
me.
coach that deserves to be in there, it should be Belichick.
And this, the only way that he can make this right is when he's going to put him up there and put that red jacket on. Thank you for bringing Bill Belichick into New England as your defensive coordinator and developing the relationship that made me hire him afterwards. That's the only thing he should be thanking Bill Parcells for. Nothing else. Nothing he did on the football field. It simply was, you brought Bill Belichick into our building that eventually made him want to become the head coach of the New England Patriots. Period. That's it. Done. Thank you, Bill Parcells. Here's your jacket. Walk away. Just get out. Go. Move.
Yeah, you were great in New York.
Yeah, he's another bum. All right, my friend. We are going to move on. We're gonna move on to our starting five, Ron.
Yeah, this will save you. Hey, Atlanta, this is for you, baby. You.
We did this for our fans, WDJY 99.1 FM in Dallas, Georgia, right outside the Atlanta market. We decided let's have some fun today. Our top five, or our starting five, Atlanta Hawks of all time. And I need to say, Ron, you have to dig deep to get some players. Even my honorable mentions, I felt bad because that's why I put them in, because these guys don't have.
Wait, are we not including the St. Louis Hawks?
We are. I did.
You don't have to dig that deep.
Again, they're not that great, but that's no shot. I mean, Atlanta is not known for basketball. It's not really their thing. I mean, they have won a lot of baseball. No, no. Hockey. Oh, man. All right. Let's get us started. I lost some Christmas cards there, Ron.
Yeah, you definitely lost some Christmas cards there. I got your back, Atlanta.
All right.
I have your back.
Let's start off with our honorable mentions. I am first this week. I have three. And I didn't even type it right. I put Kevin Willis. It's Kevin Willis. Tree Rollins, and Dikembe Mutombo were my three honorable mentions.
Dikembe Mutombo is in your honorable mentions?
Honorable
And
mentions.
you say this isn't deep?
It wasn't deep.
Wow, dude.
If you give me five, I'm going to knock you out. This is a starting five with a few honorable mentions. This guy always my number 10. There is no number 10.
All right.
Okay?
The number 10.
Don't do it.
Number 10.
I'm not.
I have Lenny Wilkins.
All right.
I got Lenny Wilkins.
Okay. At 10.
15.5 points per game.
Oh, boy.
Thank you. 5-time All-Star at my number 10 spot.
Chakra, thanks for joining.
Hey, Chakra. Hey, just want to let you know, Chakra, we got on Going On Daily, we have somebody coming up on that's from Seattle as a host. Just letting you know. My number 9 is Paul Millsap.
You're a sap with the top 10.
These are my honorable mentions.
Go ahead.
My honorable mention number 8, Al Horford. Al, Big Al, come on. How do you not have him in there?
Chaka wants to know what day.
14.3 points, 8.9 boards.
What day?
I believe she will be on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m.
So 7 o'clock Seattle time.
Yes, 7 o'clock Seattle time. Good luck with that one. My number 7 is Joe Johnson.
Okay, go ahead. Joe Johnson, great player.
Joe Johnson averaged 20.9 points a game.
Oh, yeesh.
He's a 6-time All-Star for Atlanta.
Okay.
I don't understand how you don't have these guys there.
Nope.
And my bubble, this is my bubble guy. Lou Hudson. 20.2 points per game, 4.4 assists, 2.7 assists, 4.4 boards. 6-time All-Star, 1-time All-Pro, and he got an All-Rookie as well. He's a Hall of Famer, and I hope you have him on your list somewhere.
I will tell you he's on my starting 5.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into the starting 5.
Yes.
At number 5 for me, Cliff Hangen. 4th all-time in points, 13,447 points. 5-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA. You know why, Ron, he made my list? The only Atlanta Hawks player that I could find that won a championship, 1958, with the St. Louis Hawks. Made my list, champion for the Hawks. Cliff Hagan, 4th all-time in points. I gave him the nod at 5.
Boy, are you going to shoot yourself in the foot.
Championship, baby.
All right. My number 5 is Pete Maravich. I mean, when you look at those numbers, 24.3 points per game, 4.2 boards, 5.6 assists, only 2 All-Stars, and that is appalling for somebody this good. At 1 All-NBA, and played 302 games for the Atlanta Hawks, and he is right there at number 5 for me.
Okay, Pete Maravich. At 4, Mookie Blaylock. 1st all-time in steals, 1,321 steals. Ron, 1st in triple-doubles. You want to know how many triple-doubles he had? This
2.
is the most in Atlanta Hawks history. 7. 7 triple-doubles.
I was close.
So guess what else he's 1st in? Plus minus, the best at 4.8 on the plus minus all-time in Atlanta Hawks history. 6-time all-defensive, 2-time steals champ, Mookie Blaylock. A beast defensively for the Atlanta Hawks. One of the best ever.
Better than Mutombo?
Better numbers.
Wow. You have some issues, dude.
I don't.
My number 4 is Trey Young.
Oh.
25.3 points per game, 3.5 boards, 9.8 assists, almost averages double-double, 4 All-Stars, 1 All-NBA in 478 games. The only problem with him is he doesn't know how to win in the postseason. But then again, it is the Atlanta Hawks.
That's what I'm saying. So at 3 for me, I went Lou Hudson. 3rd all-time in points, 16,049 points, 6-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA. I like that 3rd in points. Went with Lou Hudson.
I can accept that one because he was like, I was like jumbling 4, 5, and 6 up in the air, and I ended up going with Trey Young, Pete Maravich, and then him.
Okay. So
my number 3. It's got to be Mutombo, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're thinking. A 4-time All-Star with the Atlanta Hawks, 2-time All-NBA, 2 rebound titles, and 3 times Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Just those rebound titles and the defensive player of the year was enough to put him way at number 3.
I'm glad you did that, because this is why he was an honorable mention for me and not in my starting 5. Because at number 2 for me, Bob Pettit, second all-time in Atlanta Hawks history in points with 20,880. First all-time in rebounds, the most rebounds in Atlanta Hawks history, much more than Mutombo, 12,849. First all-time in rebounds per game at 16.2 rebounds per game. And he's tied for the most points per game in Atlanta Hawks history with 26.4. 11-time All-Star, 2-time scoring, 2-time MVP for the St. Louis and Milwaukee Hawks. Bob Pettit.
How does that affect where Mutombo is?
Mutombo wasn't first in rebounds per game. It was all Mutombo had was blocks. Other than that, he's not 8 points. He's not in rebounds. He didn't have more All-Stars. That's why I didn't put him in.
He was in Atlanta for 4 years, 5 years, and he got Defensive Player of the Year 3 times.
I'm not saying he was a solid defensive player. Solid, one of the best, but not one of the best Atlanta Hawks of all time.
Third best player. Number 2, I do not have Bob Pettit. I have Dominique Wilkins at number 2, and I know you have Wilkins at number 1, but I like Pettit's numbers way better than Dominique's numbers in Atlanta. When you start comparing these two, Pettit, more All-Stars in Atlanta, 10-9. Pettit, more All-NBAs than Dominique, 10-7. 2 scoring titles, Dominique had 1. 1 rebound title, none for Dominique. 2 MVPs for Bob Pettit, none for Dominique. He averaged more points, tied for the points, more boards, and more assists. He's got the numbers across the board. He has a championship there, Eric. Easily number 1. Easily.
Okay. I went number 1. I went Dominique. Who's played the most games in Atlanta Hawks history? Dominique Wilkins, 882. Who has the most points in Atlanta Hawks history? Dominique Wilkins, 23,291 points. Again, you said tied for number 1 in points per game. 9 All-Stars, 7 All-NBA, 1 scoring title. Ron, there was one reason and one reason only that Dominique's doesn't have more awards. He played with some guy in the late 80s, early 90s called Michael something or other.
No, I thought it was Karl Malone.
It might have been Karl Malone and some other guy named Michael, which actually hurt him, because if you think about the slam dunk contest and what he was for the NBA with him and Michael.
I don't doubt that, Eric. But
the numbers he was by far the Atlanta Hawks best player all time, Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, no, I have Bob Pettit. He's easily number 1. He has more accolades and more.
We need the Atlanta market, WDJY 99.1 FM. Saturday, you will listen to this. You need to respond and post to either our Facebook, Twitter, all of our accounts, and let us know what you think. Because is it Bob Pettit or Dominique Wilkins, the best player all time in Atlanta Hawks history? I'd love to hear from you.
And also put your age with it too.
That's
we curious.
We don't do that.
Curious.
We're not that kind of a show. We don't want to. Man trying to pick up something on the way out. You know what I mean? That's what he does. You gotta love him. Gotta love him. Gotta love him. Ron, let's talk some NBA.
That was a good one, though. That was a good one. I actually enjoyed doing the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Their top players, that is.
Top players. Ron, let's talk some NBA. We're going to continue this talk on the NBA. Ja Morant made another gun gesture during last night's game versus the Heat. Okay, after he was won by the league.
Let's put this in perspective. Let's not make it sound like, it was like ages ago. That was the wrong button. Look, This
last
was
night.
just days before, right? 2 days?
Yes.
This is a 2-day event happening, right?
Yeah.
He does the little gun thing with Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield did it first to him,
Yep.
and then he did it back to him,
Mhm.
right? Everything's all funny, ha ha ha.
They both got one.
Then they come down and say, "Hey, you cannot do this. That isn't the right thing to do," especially Morant already with gun issues.
Mhm.
So, what does he do the day of the warning? He does it again
Yes,
on
sir.
purpose this time, knowing
100%.
he's trying to show up the
The
commissioner.
league. Yep. The league
Yep.
fined him $75,000 today.
Right.
And guess whose side I'm on? Ja Morant's, Ron.
I'm
Ja
not on John
Morant.
Morant's.
And I'm going to tell you why, Ron, because this league is hypocritical. You just elected into your Hall of Fame Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony. Do you know what Carmelo Anthony's gesture was when he hit a three-pointer? 3 to the dome, my friend. 3 to the dome, which means what? 3 to the dome. So it was okay for Carmelo Anthony, who you've just elected into the Hall of Fame, to do it.
Well, I don't even agree. He shouldn't even. Carmelo Anthony shouldn't even be in the Hall of Fame.
All I'm saying is, then don't criticize the
believe me,
kid for
I get
doing
that,
it.
Eric, but they're right in this because of his gun issues. They're right in this.
This league,
And whether you agree with that, it doesn't matter. But when he gets told you cannot do this gesture,
and he said he
because-
did it on purpose. He
Oh, I
wanted to
know.
get fined.
yeah.
Because again,
And
I think
you know what
I
I would have done to him? I would have more than fined him. I would have suspended him. I would have suspended him.
I don't think it does. I don't think it warrants, other than to say, look, at the end of the day, you've got to make a clear-cut decision on what the rule is and what's allowed and not allowed. Because there's a lot of gestures and a lot of chatter, talk, things that are said, done that they allow. And then when they feel they don't want to, then it becomes a problem.
Well, that I agree with. But when you just take this for the incident as it is,
Yeah.
I think they were justified in finding him. I would have liked to see a suspension to go along with it. But at the same time, this league has really soured me. I'm almost at the point where I don't watch sports anymore because I'm getting too aggravated with decisions and actions of both owners, commissioners,
Ron,
and players.
What kind of music do you like?
I like all kinds of music.
You like hip hop at all? Any
I
of the
do.
hip hop? You
I
like
do.
some of the hip hop? Has the NBA kind of, went lockstep with hip hop in that culture and what that's about?
Yeah.
So they condone the rappers talking about popping people and doing that stuff. They have them during half times of the NBA All-Star games and the finals and all this stuff. And then when their player from the league that you're okay with the hip hop version of it, doing it on the court, now it's a problem. It doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. Ja Morant.
Well, that's what I'm saying now.
I'm not saying, yes, he's had gun issues, suspended twice, right, for those issues. And you know what I mean? Again, I'm not saying what he was doing was right. I'm saying the NBA is wrong because I don't think they understand that they've allowed this behavior.
Yeah.
And
I
then
get that.
And then all of a sudden now
that.
because it's Ja Morant, they're going to hold him to a standard, which I don't think is fair to him. It's not fair to him.
That's the thing. It is like a fine line, right? I mean, with his past, transgressions, I understand why they're doing that. But at the same time, they're letting behavior go from one person to another person. Different things are for different people, and you can't do that. And that's why it's so frustrating watching the NBA now. It's not a good game to watch.
Because I will almost guarantee you right now, if Steph Curry did that same gesture,
he'd get away with it.
He would have got away with it. And it's because it's Ja Morant, and we're going to make an example out of him.
No, you're right.
Because
you're
he's
absolutely
had these,
right.
I just don't. So I wanted to have some fun with this as well, because I know it's a sensitive subject at times, and it pissed me off. I'm sure, again, I pissed you off in other ways. But
a lot of things pissing me off.
I wanted to
today.
look at some of the more recent fines. And I want to know if you felt, or if you even remember some of these. So we'll start off with your boy, LeBron. He was fined once $15,000 for making big ball gestures because he had big giant stones.
Yes, I remember that.
And the league fined him $15,000. Jimmy Butler, not during a game. He was on the sideline in street clothes. The hump motion, $15,000 fine.
Yep.
Dwayne Wade made a cutthroat.
Yeah.
$25,000. Gerald Green, $25,000 fine for a finger guns gesture.
So his whole salary.
Basically, probably at that point, Gerald Green wasn't. I don't remember this one. Dwight Howard, $35,000, some finger tongue thing he did towards the crowd. He made some kind of gesture with his finger and his tongue. I don't remember it.
He did.
And I'm not going to, if you did, let's not reenact it.
No, I'm not going to reenact
this one, Ron, this one is for our fans out in WDJY 99.1 FM, Atlanta, Georgia. Guess who else got fined? Dikembe Mutombo once got fined $5,000 for the finger wag. But not because it was at a player. It's because he did it to the crowd. And they fined him $5,000 for that. That's insane.
That was the one. That's the one that I'd say should not have been a fine.
Right, but this is where I say sometimes I don't know. This league makes their rules.
Personally, if you're a hometown crowd for the opposing team of Mutombo and he does that, I'm excited that he did it to the crowd. As part of the crowd, I'd be excited that he did it for us. Right? I mean, I think that is just. I think that's a cool way to acknowledge fans that are not yours.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. A signature move. Like I would have been okay with it. I don't know. So those were just some of the recent fines. I thought we had a little fun with it at the same time. But again, let's see what happens with Ja. Listen.
I guarantee he does it next game too.
And he probably does. And then at that point, I agree with you that he should be suspended because now you're just taking it to but I think he needs to express why he did it and to say, look, I want a clear-cut rule on what's allowed or not because they see gestures out there all the time that maybe I don't like somebody sleeping. NBA is a joke. Yeah, it comes to they try to make examples out of people, James. And I think that's what they're trying to do with John Morant.
Right.
But
and this is, you know what I'm afraid of, Eric? What I'm afraid of, all of this filters into the WNBA because the WNBA is actually a really good game. It's a good game. You know, and it's going to filter into that. You watch.
Well, you already got it with Angel Reese. Angel Reese is that kind of player, and but she is that kind of player now that's going to push the edge a little bit, say some things. This Caitlin Clark thing now, and so you're starting to see it there as well. Yeah. And this is what it ends up boiling down to is that I think you've got to look at society now and how these kids are raised, and it's different. It's a lot different. And
it's to me, I think attitudes of players are getting a little out of hand. They're self-entitled before they even accomplish things. And it's pretty disgusting to see as a sports fan. I mean, I've been watching sports since 1970.
Damn, you old. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that not? No.
You don't have my Christmas card now. Again.
You forget to mail everything to me anyway. I'm no.
Yeah, I know it's still sitting right here.
I know it is. It's all right. Ron, you know what? I'm going to say this. Problem with the WNBA. It is. The pay is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
That undisputed league that came out, these players made more money in that on a 3-on-3 thing than they have.
And nobody watched them.
And it didn't. but they got sponsors to pay the money to make it work. But I will say this, NIL is going to hurt players more and more because there's players now. I think Bronny's son, I saw something today, like 1.3 million already.
Wait, Bronny's son?
LeBron's son, the other one.
I'm like, wait, he has a kid that's playing?
No, whatever that. Yeah, they're gonna that LeBron's gonna stay in the league till he can play with his grandson. LeBron 65 playing with his grandson.
He might be able to catch Michael in triple doubles.
He may, but like his son's already made like 1.3 million.
Yeah, I know because he.
So these kids are coming in entitled, John. But they're coming in entitled. Like a lot of them are starting to come in entitled because they're making millions already.
Yeah.
It's a lot different. You're not working. You don't have to work harder to make that money once you get to the pros.
That's what I don't like. And it's not just this. It's not just basketball either.
No, it's all sports across the board. You're gonna start to see it really start to affect it. Except for the next sport that we're going to talk about, Ron, because I don't think the college NIL thing is really big for baseball. Let's talk some Major League Baseball, Ron. Let's get into another argument.
They're not entitled.
We're going to get into another argument. Should the torpedo bats be a big deal in Major League Baseball?
You can't be serious.
Go ahead. Please, I will let you start and I will rebuttal because I guarantee you're going to say something stupid that's going to piss me off.
I don't have... Where is it? Oh, here it is. I just don't look... I don't know all the science is what I'm saying. But from what I'm understanding, that it's really affecting those players that can't hit, and now they can.
Okay.
Because now the meat of the baseball bat is lower, and it's helping those players out.
Okay.
Now, do I know this for sure? I absolutely 100% don't know.
All right.
And until something is... I think this bat should have been one of those things in spring training to find out if it should be legal or not.
It's legal. Major League
I know
Baseball
it's legal.
It's legal.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to... All right. So first off, I'm going to start off with this. There is several teams using the bat, not just the Yankees. I know that became the... Holy cow, the Yankees...
I have no idea who's using the bats.
But it came out because the Yankees basically destroyed the Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers through 7 games. Through 7 games, the Milwaukee Brewers have the worst ERA in baseball at 6.68. So let's look at their pitching first before we say it was the bats. That's first and foremost.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
The New York Yankees are 5th in batting average at 278. Phillies lead the league at 305. Hitting has improved in Major League Baseball throughout. You know who doesn't use the bats? The Phillies. It's not a player on the Phillies that uses it. They lead. The first player for the Yankees is Aaron Judge, who's batting 7th in Major League Baseball in batting average. Guess what? He doesn't use the bat. He doesn't use the bat.
Judge. Dude, I know I said it last year, but what a hell of a ball player he is.
But my point would be, Ron, is that if Aaron Judge, who's the Yankees' best hitter, batting average-wise, isn't using the bat, the bats don't help. Here's the teams that are using the bats, Ron. The Cubs. Cubs are 5-4. The Rays, 4-2. The Twins are 2-5. The Orioles are 3-4. There's Red Sox players using it. They're 3-4. The White Sox, who are 2-4. The Reds, who are 2-5, and who just lost 3 straight games, 1-0, which was a major league record. And the Diamondbacks are 4-3. So it's not gaining advantages. So people made such a big deal out of these bats. And when you start to really look at the numbers, it's not the league is hitting better. The Phillies, who don't use the bats, have the highest batting average and are batting over 300.
This is why I said I have no idea the science of it. You know, I heard on a reel about it, but other than that, I haven't.
So the science behind it, Ron, is what they're saying is the meat of the bat's a little further down, and a lot of players hit for you want contact with the meat of the bat, so it's allowing them to hit for more contact. But again, it's only if you got to still eye coordination, hand coordination, right? So those things don't change. This isn't an enhancement a Barry Bonds, because I know you'll want to bring him up at some point. This isn't making them better physically. Like, it's just an enhancement on the bat to where you swing, you're likely to make more contact with the meat of the bat.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Rafael Devers still can't hit the ball. So
What was he, 0 for 19 at one point? Like,
I
holy
don't know.
Toledo.
It was brutal.
I don't know if he was using the bat. Hopefully he was, but that's my point. In one of the games, the Yankees just against the Diamondbacks, I think they struck out 15 times, 14, 15 times.
Yeah.
So again, it doesn't make you hit better.
I just think
The Brewers stink.
it's all relative, right? It's all relative. Like, if you're going to use a regular bat, that's just the way you swing. And most pull hitters are going to hit it more towards the top of the bat.
Yeah.
Where the regular meat of the bat is, because they swing for power and they swing, in a certain way, and they get that head of the bat out there, and they make contact with it. I mean, it's just how you make contact. Now, would it be a difference, say, like a Tony Gwynn or a Wade Boggs? Would that make a difference for somebody like that?
Maybe who has
I don't know.
Great
hand-eye coordination. Will they hit for more power that way? I don't know. This is just it. I can't tell you whether or not it's better because I don't know all the science on it. Now, I've played baseball, and to me, you swing, you hit where you normally want to hit the ball. And I don't think that changes much.
Is controversy spelled with an S or a C?
Is what?
Controversy. Is that S? I think it's an S. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, it's spelled wrong.
We got controversy right now. See?
It's like controversy. It's controversy.
Oh, my goodness. We'll see. I don't think this makes a big deal. I think people made such a big deal out of it because it was the New York Yankees.
Yeah,
but to your point, the Brewers were just so bad.
Right? They get the attention, but it's not just them.
Were so bad. Look at the Brewers, man. They were horrible. They were absolutely garbage. They were so bad. Ron, let's thank a couple of other people. WBOB in Providence, Rhode Island, 990.
What about Bob?
What about Bob? That wasn't a bad movie. Richard Dreyfuss, right?
A good movie.
We're on there Saturdays at 10 a.m., as well as let's thank our public access channel 12 in Southeast Connecticut for putting us on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m.
I can find it. There it is.
We appreciate the support there as well. We're going to continue to grow. We're trying to add ourselves to more markets. If you know places or people that are interested, let us know as well, so we can definitely reach out and get our show expanded even more. But we wanted to thank some of them. We haven't done that yet today. All right, Ron, let's have some fun with some split decisions.
This is going to be a good one, Eric. If I can ever find
Our split decision segment, basically we give each other two more likely questions and we've got to make a decision.
You can join us by giving us one.
You can, absolutely. If you're alive and you want to give us a split decision as well, more likely question, we will definitely answer those. I am first, Ron, so I will start us off. Ron, which is more likely to happen first? The Atlanta Braves get their first win. They are currently 0-7. Or the Los Angeles Dodgers get their first loss. They're 8-0. Which one is going to be first?
What's on predictions? Tampa Bay, Texas. Okay, so it won't come into play. So I'm going to say Atlanta gets their first win.
Gets their first win first before the Dodgers get their first loss.
Yes, because there's no reason the Dodgers should ever lose.
Pretty much. Agreed. 162-0, baby. Here it comes. And then they lose in the postseason. That'd be friggin' hilarious.
Oh my God, I love that.
Oh my goodness. All right. So you're going with the Braves.
I'm going Braves. They got to win.
They're struggling. They
are struggling.
All right, Ron, your first split decision.
Because they don't have Verdugo leading off.
Is that what it is? Maybe he needs a torpedo bat.
Maybe. Maybe he's eaten too many torpedo rolls.
Wow. Little bitter. Your first split decision, Ron.
All right, we'll stay with baseball. Of the players struggling at the start of the season, who will more likely finish with the higher batting average? Rafael Devers of Boston, Francisco Lindor of the Mets, Christian Yelich of the Milwaukee Brewers, or Carlos Correa of Minnesota. They're all like batting 117 or under.
All right. Correa, I think he's on the back end of his career, so I don't think it'll be Correa.
Correa's Correa?
Correa's Correa. Who was the third one?
Yelich or
Yelich.
Lindor.
Yelich, I think after the steroid thing, he's never been the same anyway. So Yelich, I don't think gets out of it. Devers, I don't think gets out of it either, because I don't think the DH position is working for him. I think it throws his game off. And there's a lot of players, and I know you're going to say something about it, but I will say this. There were a lot of players that say when you're an everyday player and you go to DH and you're sitting in the dugout and you're just waiting your turn to bat,
it's different.
It throws your timing off. So I could see him struggling with that. So I think Lindor with Soto, and once that team gets a little bit of momentum, I could see Lindor actually getting out of it and actually doing well. So I would go Lindor based on those on that reason.
Okay, that's good. That's a good analyzation of it all, and I'm not so sure if Devers is struggling for that reason or it's really in his head.
Yeah, it could be. It could very well be, but I don't.
Or he's doing it on purpose.
He could try to get traded. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. All right, Ron, your second split decision. Which streak in the NHL is more likely to end first? The St. Louis Blues who have won 11 straight games, or the Boston Bruins who have lost 10 straight games? Which streak will end first?
Oh, St. Louis, because I don't see the Bruins ever winning again. They're terrible, Eric. They are terrible.
I had to do it to you. I'm sorry, but I was like,
look, since 1970, when I started watching this team, I have never seen them play this bad. Even post Bork, that stretch where they were the worst team in the league, they still played better than what they're doing now. They are a hot mess.
They are, buddy.
Hot mess.
Coach firing, everything. I think it's going to happen. What's it? Sacco?
Joe Sacco?
He's getting fired.
He's just an interim, and he knows he's just an interim. They're hiring a new coach.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Look, it is bad. So St. Louis will keep winning, and Boston will keep losing. So St. Louis is going to end their streak eventually. Bruins, maybe next year.
Okay. There's not many games left, too, right? Like 7-8 games, I think. And playoffs start in 2 weeks.
It might be like 5 or 6 now.
Yeah.
Can't end fast enough.
Okay. All right. Your second split decision, Ron.
All right. I went hockey as well.
Hey, look at us. Great minds think alike.
What's the chances of that, right?
Mm.
All right. Once Alex Ovechkin breaks the goals record.
I don't know why this one's bothering me so much.
I actually don't mind Alex Ovechkin.
Get broken. Yeah, because I still don't think it's like the LeBron Jordan argument for me. Like LeBron could score, LeBron could score more points and all this, and people are like, oh, he's the GOAT, blah, 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 blah. Right? I don't care if Ovechkin scores 1,000 goals.
He's never going to be in that.
He's never going to touch Gretzky. So it's like, okay, great. No. You just played a long time. You're 39 years old, going on 40. You played a long time, and you're going to break the record.
I think the difference is 2 games. I think the difference is like 2 games that they played.
Ovechkin and Gretzky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not much of a difference.
I get it, but I think he's going to blow the record away because I think he's going to play
he'll
another
play
2-3 years.
unless he breaks it this year and they win the Stanley Cup.
And he walks away. Okay.
Then he walks away.
Okay.
I think that's what happens.
Okay.
But
All right.
I don't think Washington's winning the Stanley Cup, if that makes any.
All right. So when Ovechkin breaks the record,
who is more likely to break his record? I'm not sure the person's in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I got to hear this.
I will give you candidates to choose from.
And how many goals they have?
I will.
Okay.
All right. So, David Pastrnak, 385. He's played 750 games. Leon Draisaitl, 399 goals. He's played 790 games. Austin Matthews, 397 goals. He's played 622 games. Or Connor McDavid, 361 goals. He's played 708 games.
How many has Ovechkin played? Do you have that? I can check.
Actually, no. But
hold on.
Let me see if I can get it real quick.
If not, I got it up. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask Google. Hey, Google, how many games played has Alex Ovechkin done?
He's played in
1,485.
Yep, 1,485. Okay. So basically, one of them has to double. And if they stay the same cost, they'd still be short. I'd like to say Draisaitl because he seems like the most consistent with the goal scoring. But
Don Drysdale
injuries,
or Draisaitl?
Draisaitl. What did I say?
Drysdale.
Draisaitl. Yeah, Draisaitl. Pastrnak, I don't think is gonna, because teams are gonna just start to key on him because he's the only thing Boston has.
He's still scoring.
I know, but he's
still doing it. They're already keying on him, and they still can't.
At some point, though, it gets harder and harder if they don't get him somebody. And then you could say McDavid, Draisaitl hurt each other, which leaves me with Matthews, who I don't like. I'm going to go McDavid. I just think McDavid, I think he's the next big. I like McDavid. I don't think he's great, but I think he's showing that he could be. So I'd go McDavid.
So
even though he has less games.
It's tough because when you look at these numbers, Austin Matthews only played 622 games, which is like 100 less than.
But he gets hurt a lot too. Matthews gets hurt a lot more than usual.
That's the thing.
Like out of the other three.
And I look at Connor McDavid. He gets hurt a lot. Leon Draisaitl, again, he's out now. This is already the second one this year.
Yeah, which we're going to talk about shortly.
Yeah. So, I mean, realistically, I would go Pastrnak, but they got to get better.
Yeah, you're a homer. You always pick the players. You're a homer.
Need another
You're going to do it every time. There's no way.
But I think
it's their best player.
If they if all of them stay healthy, I like Austin Matthews for that.
Okay.
The guy scored 60. So
yeah. No, you're right. You're right there. You are right.
If you can get 60 every year.
Nice segment. Good job. Let's talk about this Leon Draisaitl injury. How big of an impact will it have for their season if this is an extended injury? There's about 2 weeks left.
They're not going to go anywhere.
2 weeks left before the playoffs, right? Worst possible time. If the playoffs were to start today, they face the LA Kings.
They don't win without Draisaitl.
If
he's out in that series, they're not beating the Kings.
All right, but do you believe in what's that called? When things just keep happening over and over again.
Yeah.
So They faced the Kings the past 3 seasons in the postseason and beat them all 3 times, the Oilers. So if there was a team that you're saying, hey, Draisaitl's still going to be out for the first round of the postseason, would it be the Kings? Because it seems like they have that momentum when it comes to
they have their number.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Toronto Maple Leafs and the Bruins.
Like, even when you think Toronto's better, right, they somehow can't beat the Bruins.
Right.
Or vice versa.
Like last year.
So,
and like Florida is to the Bruins. They can't beat them.
Yeah.
So they join them.
The 52 goals is number 1 in the league for Draisaitl. Third in points with 106. That's a big chunk of offense. Connor McDavid's still out. He's not. There's no timetable on his return.
This is a problem for Edmonton.
Right, because even if they get back now, game shape, things, how serious it is. Again, I love hockey and their injury report, undisclosed injury. We don't even know upper. Usually it's either upper or lower. They're not even giving you that this time.
Yeah, you have to kind of guess.
Yeah, like, let's take a.
Is it a concussion or is it a groin?
Yeah, like Leon Draisaitl on the injury list, part of his body. That's all they put. Somewhere on his body. Okay. Again, do you feel like they lost momentum? I mean, they made the Stanley Cup run last year. So the experience part of it, right?
They're not going back.
Yeah. But the experience part of it, this may not hurt them as bad if they get them back right before the postseason.
If they get them back before the postseason, they'll be fine. But they got to get both of them back. They got to get both.
Yeah.
Or either that, Trent Frederick is going to have to start turning into a goal scorer again.
Who's going to coach again, by the way?
Who's going to coach again?
Yeah, I don't know. On the graphics, I said, will he coach again?
Oh, I forgot about that side.
That's very controversial.
Controversy.
Woo! All right, Ron.
Hey, you know
what? I know you're a busy man. You're a busy man. I love it.
You know, when you're on the phone with David Bortz for an hour.
One of our biggest supporters. We love David Bortz. Thank you.
We do.
We do.
But the man can talk.
The man is a talker, and we love him. We love him. Rhode Island football. Who can beat that? All right, Ron.
Football.
Foosball. All right. Let's have some more fun with our pick and roll.
It's time.
No, this one's not fun. It's so not fun that I didn't even put special graphics for it.
Come on. NFL quarterbacks at war number 14. We are going to rank them from 6 to 1. And they are Dan Fouts, Ken Anderson, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Richard Todd, Andy Dalton, and Steve Grogan. I am first this week, Ron.
This is by far the worst grouping I've ever seen in this.
So the key is to understand that quarterbacks that wear 14, not very good. So if you get a quarterback, they draft them, tell them don't wear 14. Because it's pretty much a sure sign you're not going to be very good.
No.
All right. So at number 6, Richard Todd, my friend, played 119 games, 48, 59, and 1 in his career.
I never even heard of this guy.
54 draft New York Jets.
Oh, that's why.
54.3% completion percentage, threw for 20,610 yards, 6.9 yards per attempt, 124 for touchdowns, 161
absolute
interceptions.
garbage.
That is a big. That's what that was. All right. At 5, I went Ryan Fitzpatrick, 166 games, 59, 87, and 1. My goodness. Man, I would have retired a long time.
And I'll tell you, almost every one of those losses is
Tom
a
Brady.
fourth quarter interception.
Or a Tom Brady. He couldn't beat Tom Brady, and he was in the AFC East for every other team. 60, but a very good completion percentage, though, 60.7, 34,909 yards, 90 yards, 6.9 yards per attempt, 223 touchdowns. Ron, you're right. 169 interceptions. So not bad. Okay. At 4.
That's actually one of the better ratios.
Yeah, he did it. He actually did.
Actually, that might be the best ratio.
That might be. See? At 4 for me, Steve Grogan, the old Patriot great there, 149 games. Winning record, 75-60. Don't know how he pulled that off.
I don't know how the hell he won with those numbers.
52.3% completion percentage, which was the lowest on the list. 26,886 yards, believe it, at 4. 7.5 yards per attempt. 182 touchdowns. 208 interceptions. So not good there.
Thank you, offensive line.
At 3. I had Andy Dalton, 175 games, still active today. 84, 82, and 2. He's clinging, my friend. Take those 2 ties and put him on the loss, and he's a 500 quarterback. 62.6% completion percentage, 39,500 yards, 7.0 yards per attempt, 253 touchdowns, 150 interceptions, 3-time Pro Bowler. So
yeah, those numbers are actually really good, except for the win-loss.
Yeah, and then he actually had good years in Cincinnati. People forget the Red Rocket, right? When he was with Cincinnati, Chad Ochocinco and them guys, and they did some things. So he was decent for a period. At 2 for me, I went Dan Fouts, believe it or not, 181 games, 86, 84, and 1. I didn't like his win-loss record. Only 2 games over 500.
Really? Is that the only thing you didn't like?
58.8% completion percentage, 43,040 yards passing, 7.7 yards per attempt, which was best on this list. 254 touchdowns, 242 interceptions. Did not like that ratio at all. 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. He won an Offensive Player of the Year and numerous MVPs. There was many, four different MVPs.
He won in 1982.
Yeah,
he won the MVP for 1982.
Yeah, they broke it down in like 4 different categories. Which brings me to number 1, Ken Anderson, believe it or not, my number 1 at 192 games, 91 and 81, 10 games over 500, better than Fouts. 59.3 completion percentage, better than Fouts. Threw for less yards, but that Fouts' offense threw him off. 32,838 yards, 7.3 yards per attempt, 197 touchdowns, 160 interceptions, so better ratio there. 4-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro. He won, again, 1981, 4 MVPs, and Sports Nation Player of the Year. So I went Ken Anderson at number 1.
I got it the exact same way.
Yeah! Very good, Ron.
First of all, Artard, Richard Tard, Artard, shouldn't even be on this list.
Well, 14.
I'm sure there was a backup quarterback that was better than wore 14.
You got to look at it this way. He played for the Jets and the Saints. 2 of the worst franchises, especially at that time in the 80s.
So, look, he was minus 11 in win-loss, right? But it didn't stop there. He was basically a 54% passing percentage. Like, that's not going to get it done either. The touchdown to interceptions,
pretty bad.
124, 161. That's abysmal. It's abysmal. And then Fitzpatrick, which his win-loss is just so bad, he shouldn't be on this list either. You know, I like his yards and I like his percentage. And even the touchdown interception ratio isn't that bad. It's the timing of those interceptions that always comes in the fourth quarter because the guy can't handle pressure at all. I wouldn't want any of those quarterbacks on my team whatsoever. And then to top it all off, Steve Grogan. What a bum.
Got you to the Super Bowl. How dare you?
He's a bum. I don't know how the hell he brought them to a Super Bowl. I don't know how the hell that happened. He's awful. 52.3% percentage for completions. That's awful. And the 7.5 yards per attempt is only because of freaking Irving.
Stanley Morgan, my friend.
I mean, Stanley Morgan. Yeah, that's it. Those interceptions, 182 and 208, get out, please. He couldn't leave New England fast enough.
Second most on this list. I just realized that.
It's awful. Like, to me, Andy Dalton is a savior compared to those other quarterbacks. Like, that's how bad this is. It's like he is so far ahead of those guys that it's like Tom Brady versus, Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick, though, had some of those really cool outfits with the Fitz magic, man. So you got to give him that. He made a name for himself.
He was well dressed. Great. Dan Fouts, I don't know how the hell this guy won an MVP. This guy he's a bum too. They're all bums.
He had a good year. 84. What'd you say? 80 what?
He had 84. One good year? I just can't. Those numbers just suck. His completion percentage, 58.8. Okay. All right. Those touchdowns, interceptions. This is a Hall of Famer? How the hell did anybody vote for this guy to get to the Hall of Fame? He's a bum.
Bill Parcells is a Hall of Famer now, too, by the way.
He's a bum. Patriots. A bum.
What is he?
Anderson, nobody could pick this guy out of a lineup, that's for sure. Although he's probably been in a few lineups.
Wow. Man.
91 and 81. This is the best of the list. Plus 10 on the wins.
Let's go, baby.
Plus 10.
Go.
This is just awful. Awful.
No, Steve Grogan was plus 15, by the way.
I don't care.
Plus 15.
He's a bum.
Plus 15. Steve Grogan.
He's a bum rock.
Here's a Kenny line. Throw some respect on that man's name. And one of the best with the neck brace. That neck brace, man. That was a thing.
This is the worst list we've ever had.
No.
But at least we put him in the right order.
We did. Very good. Very good. Ron, before we get into predictions, because I want to give everybody out there live a chance to get ready, let's bring up the Hall of Fame, the last week of voting before those polls close. There is our Hall of Fame inductees on the right and nominees on the left that did not get in. Sandy Koufax. It's crazy. 35%. Whew. We'll see. So currently NBA, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal, Alonzo Mourning, and Dikembe Mutombo. Shaq is leading this, but the voting has gotten a little more interesting. Hakeem making some noise and a couple of votes for Mutombo and Robinson. So that might muddy the waters a little bit there. No votes for Alonzo Mourning, though. So Mourning,
that I understand.
0% there.
And I'm not taking anything away from Alonzo Mourning, but
out of those guys,
this is a tough list.
Yeah, this is a very tough list. So join the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Polls are up now. You can vote to help elect one of them into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame, as well as for boxing. Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe, and Vitaly Klitschko. Tyson now not at 100%. Holyfield has gotten votes, and Lennox Lewis has gotten a vote. So
nice.
this could turn into something a little more interesting as well. Again, Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Cast your votes now.
With all our Russian viewers.
The polls will close on next Friday.
Kidding me.
Then we will have.
Hey, we have Ovechkin. We have Klitschko.
Right? We are. I don't know if we're allowed to be in Russian.
Yeah, we are. We have viewers from Russia.
That's pretty cool. We got to watch what we say, though. Can't say anything about no. So with that, Ron, let's thank some of our audiences out there. Dallas, Georgia, 99.1 WDJY FM. We want to thank you for putting us on every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as
Metro Atlanta.
Metro Atlanta. That's kind of cool. As well as WBOB 990 in Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you supporting us in our home state, as well as in Southeast Connecticut.
Wait, I'm in Rhode Island, though.
And I'm in Connecticut. So everybody's supporting us. Southeast Connecticut, Public Access Channel 12 on every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Thank you for putting us on and supporting our show. We want to thank you for that. With that, Ron, let's get into our predictions. Last week, again, you are just taking over the last few weeks. It is extremely close now. Kyle last week did pick a top five driver. Top five driver as well. So that's, I think, 3 or 4 weeks in a row now. We are on fire with NASCAR.
Who got the top five?
Kyle last week.
Nice.
Yeah, third overall as driver place. So if you are live and you want to join the list, please give us your predictions as we list the games off. Or those that are out there, let's add to those numbers. And we're going to start off with the NBA, Ron. Tonight, you got the Denver Nuggets at the Golden State Warriors. Warriors big win against the Lakers to kind of hold them off.
Hey, where's Danny been?
Yeah, I don't know. You pissed them off. This is what happens. You got to be nice to people sometimes. But I'm going Warriors here. I think the Warriors with Jimmy Butler, man, this move has definitely 19-2 with Jimmy Butler. So that trade really helped them out. And right now, they're still going for seeding. I think they're going to get the 3rd spot. So I'm going Warriors here.
Yeah, I think you're actually right. I want to go Denver, but now I'm nipping at your heel. I'm a half game behind you.
Hugo going with the Warriors as well. GSW. Yeah, look, man, that Butler trade is, I think, bigger than Luka right now. That was a better trade. They really propelled them. They were in the play-in when they got him.
I know.
They've moved up to the 3rd spot since getting Jimmy Butler. So that's crazy to think about. All right, we're going to move on. Looks like everybody else is falling asleep or out partying hard.
James, Kyle, Chakra, come on, let's go. Let's go.
Might be on the Russian. They're on the Russian red eye right now. They're going right back over. April 6th, Ron, got the Los Angeles Lakers at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Who do you have?
OKC. I'm not going with Lakers in this. Are you kidding?
Listening and lurking. All right. So we agree on that one as well. OKC. I don't know. I didn't like look at the Lakers the last couple games.
Hugo's going OKC.
So far, clean sweep. All right, Ron. NHL action, April 8th. Got the Toronto Maple Leafs at the Florida Panthers. You know what? Florida, even with the trade after with Marchand, and I know he's just recently come back, I don't like, they don't seem as dominant. Toronto's maintained the number 1 spot. I went Toronto here.
I just like the fact that Marchand is there, and Marchand always scores against Toronto. So I'm going to go Florida.
All right. Hugo went Florida as well. April 8th as well, the Vegas Golden Knights at the Colorado Avalanche, Ron. Who do you have?
Colorado. Colorado is – those trades have turned them around. Like they are – because they were just barely in a playoff spot. They were in a wild card spot when the trade deadline came. They're playing a little better. That team is for real.
All right. I went Colorado as well. Vegas is maintained the 1 spot, but I think it's just because the conference wasn't as good. So first choice was Vegas Golden Knights at the Colorado Avalanche. Chakra.
No, that's the one that's now. And it was Toronto at Florida. Hugo went Colorado.
Yeah.
So is Chakra going to give a...
Coors Light. It's going Colorado. All right. Chakra.
Here we go.
All right. Major League Baseball, Ron. Tampa Bay Rays at the Texas Rangers, 3-game series. Tampa Bay actually 4-2 right now with a winning record. I still don't know how that team does it every year, but
and you know what the sad part is? I so wanted to pick Texas here.
I picked Texas.
You know, I'm afraid to pick Texas because deep down I know Tampa Bay is going to screw me and they're going to win the series, but I'm going to stay with Texas.
Hugo went Texas. Just crazy to think how the Rays every year. Like I
don't know how they're doing it.
Like
great coaching.
Yeah. Toronto in first in the AL East right now.
Didn't we talk about that?
Right? Isn't that crazy? Swim in the bay. Going Tampa. He's going Tampa.
I don't blame you, Chakra, because
Chakra's trying to make me think, though. I got to think on these. All right, Ron.
Like
Men's Final Four action.
I know I was looking for San Francisco, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. You got the #1 Florida Gators at #1 Auburn Tigers.
I don't know who the heck's going to win this. I'm going to go Auburn. Where are they even playing?
San Antonio.
Yeah, I'm going Auburn.
All right. I went Florida. Florida's looked very good. Very, very good team. Very deep. I like the Gators here.
Yeah, we got a few of them different.
I like Tigers, but Gators got the momentum. So he's going Gators. I don't know. Who are you going with, Chakra? Hugo's going Tigers. Kind of left that in the
fight.
He's
Who would win in a fight, a tiger or a gator?
Big G's going. I used to know somebody that would pick based on the animals. It could be like a bear could beat a dolphin. So,
well, that's what I'm saying.
And they would win. And they would win. And I'd be like, holy cow. All right. Also, depends on where it happens. Yeah. Good call.
Well, a gator isn't going to be in a jungle.
But if it's in the water, if it's
near the water.
The tiger still's got probably it's quicker. Could move. I mean,
tigers are fucking
in the water near a river. Gator.
I told you I was gonna do it.
April 5th as well. You got the #1 Houston Cougars
Whoopsie.
at #1 Duke Blue Devils. Any further in the I'm going Devils here. Blue Devils, I think, are the best team left in the tournament. Fact that all #1
they got
teams
the kid there. What's his face there? I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I just drew. As soon as you said, I drew a blank. The kid's amazing.
It's like not Cobb. It's something like that.
No,
I don't know what his name is, but I'm going Duke.
His name is Cooper Flag.
Yes, Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag. Duke.
Any relation to Randall Flag?
I don't think so. Chakra went, and Hugo went with the Devils as well. I think Duke, man, I think they're going to win it again. Duke, Florida, though, would be a great matchup. You got Duke, Auburn.
Well, it's going to be Duke, Auburn.
Yeah. Also, tonight, 9:00, my friend, the UConn Huskies, #2 Huskies at #1 UCLA Bruins.
It's going to be a good game.
South Carolina's playing right now. Who do you have?
I'm going UConn. I can't not go. It's UConn.
Yeah.
They're playing so well.
They are. Paige Becker's.
Yeah, I mean, how could you go up against that, right?
And I really truly think this might be their year. This is our final season too. So
Yeah.
Hugo went UConn. Texas right now leading South Carolina 15-11. 2 minutes left
Chakra
in the
went
first.
GMC. Oh,
Good morning, Connecticut.
yeah. No. Wait. What's the coach's name again?
Gino Auriemma.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no.
So that's
GMC. What the hell is GMC?
they make the UConn.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy,
They
Chakra.
make the UConn.
That's,
Oh, that was good though. That Chakra, that was awesome.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, I
I
saw the G and I was thinking Gino, and I'm
good
like,
morning.
oh, that's gonna be his initials,
Good morning,
right?
Connecticut.
Wait, then I'm like, wait, what is his name?
All right. Last one here, Ron. Top 5 driver in Darlington, the Goodyear 400. I went Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick. You went Tyler Reddick?
I went Tyler Reddick.
All right.
I just have this feeling that he's pulling this one out. I'm looking at my second win.
Okay. All right. Tyler Reddick. Do any of the other gentlemen have a racer?
Auto racing for the Goodyear 400
in Darlington.
Come on.
When's the last time we had an F-bomb on this show? It's been a while, Ron. Good job.
We've never had an F-bomb.
Don't know drivers, so I'll agree with Reddick. So you are our first one. Nice job, buddy.
Yeah. I couldn't believe. I told you. I had a feeling it was going to
So
happen.
we all went Tyler Reddick?
This one was so innocent.
Tyler Reddick. We all went Tyler. All right. Ron, that has been our predictions.
Unless Bonnie Tyler is driving.
Oh, boy. I will say this. Please tune in next week, gentlemen, and make sure you see how you did.
And if
Ron,
we're still allowed to air live.
Yeah, if we are. Before we get into our final thoughts, Ron, I think it's time to let the wonderful people out there know how they can support our show, become a sponsor, and get their ads posted on our show weekly.
Yeah, as soon as I figure out where the email is, right here. So it's very simple to do, but the first thing you do is sponsoring the show. Your ad will be here. We will read the ad, so not only will people see it, but it will be heard on the audio version for Spotify, Amazon, Red Circle, and many more. So send us an email at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out all the information you need to know. You'll get our media kit, but really all you need to know is simply just like going to a coffee shop, right? Your local coffee shop, getting a Gigunda, one of those big suckers of a nice coffee for springtime because it's so warm out there. Iced coffee, extra sugar, lots of milk so it drowns out the flavor of
Shot
coffee.
of espresso.
Yeah, shot of espresso, and a double chocolate donut. Less than that. So get on that email, type in that email, and then send us a message. Say, hey, I want to sponsor this show. Your ads can be like down here, all along the bottom, or up there.
And again, great TikTok, right? We definitely could put you on TikTok. We've got
absolutely all the social media. You go on all of it.
Hundreds of followers. So eyes, ears on your business. Continue to help us grow as well. So we appreciate any support. If you'd like to be a sponsor, again, just email us at RhodeIslandBroadcasting, and we can make sure that happens. All right, Ron. It is final thoughts time, and our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything happening in the world today. I am first, so I'll start you off with my final thoughts. first and foremost, want to congratulate Elena Della Don. Great career. Announced her retirement after 10 seasons in the WNBA with the Chicago Sky and the Washington Mystic. 7-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, a scoring title, Rookie of the Year, 2 Dawn Staley Awards, and a championship. Not a bad career. 19.5 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 1.9 assists. Always was a quiet player, but definitely one of the better ones in the WNBA.
Absolutely.
So they're losing a great one. And my last one, some of the best movies, one of the best characters from Tombstone, The Doors, the way he played Morris, and in Top Gun, Val Kilmer, the Iceman, passed away. So just our condolences to him and his family. That is, we lost a legend, man. He a lot of movies. So Val Kilmer, the big plane in the sky now, my friend, Iceman.
Jet. It's a jet.
I know it's a jet. It's fine. People know what I was saying. Those are my final thoughts, Ron.
Yeah, that one was mine as well. Look, when it comes to Val Kilmer, outside of Lord of the Rings, Tombstone is my favorite movie. Doc Holliday himself couldn't play Doc Holliday as well, right? All the catchphrases, say when, I'm your Huckleberry, the whole bit. This movie I've seen a million times. Val Kilmer was one of my favorites. Favorite character, favorite movie, the whole bit. What a loss this is. And he was also a pretty good Batman as well.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling, when we lose somebody that means, it's an actor, but you see those actors and the way he picks his roles and the whole bit, it's a big loss for Hollywood. Big loss.
It might be the only person who liked his Batman. I think we all liked his Batman. I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, it's not his fault the script stunk.
Yeah. Listen, I put him top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3
absolutely.
Batman.
Yeah. Exactly. So that was a big loss, but first thing is, let's talk this Boston Bruins. Eric, I am furious right now. It's not the fact that they stink. I can live with that. The fact that they're not playing their young kids from Providence is just the worst decision in the history of sports. When people are out of it, they play their kids to see what they got. Why the hell is Merkulov and Patra and Callahan not playing? Don Sweeney, you should be embarrassed this year. Embarrassed. I know, it's not your fault that they sucked. But you made the trades, we live with it. But to not bring these young kids up, why not bring up your goaltenders? Why not bring up the kids that are down there that need the NHL experience? You're certainly not going to keep Lettieri, Brown, Koepke next year. And if you do, I'm not watching. I'm letting you know now. You keep those 3 bums on the ice.
Bruins, it's okay. I think they'll be all right, but
you keep those bums on the ice, you lose a fan. Period. It is inexcusable, Eric. It's inexcusable.
Yeah, but is there a playoff thing where maybe they can't bring some of the kids up because they need them in Providence?
That's not what you're not worried about a Providence Bruins championship.
You are now, if that's the only thing you got going on.
No, you got to get these kids experience. This is the problem with the Boston Bruins. They don't like young players. I'm just
you heard it here.
at at what he's doing right now. You made all these trades. Okay, we get it. They stunk. They were out of it. But now, play the kids.
Play the kids.
Why are you trying to see if these guys are going to be on your roster? Because if they're on your roster, you're going to suck this bad next year.
That has been.
Now I'm really angry.
That's our final thoughts. I want to thank everybody that joined us live. Chakra, thanks for joining. Hugo, Kyle, thanks for jumping in for a bit. You guys are always amazing. Again, like, share, follow our show. Tell your friends about it. Join us every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rhode Island Broadcasting and Sports Unfolded for the best sports podcast on the planet. And again, Ron, we always ask for one thing every single show. We haven't gotten it yet, but we're going to keep trying. All we really want is peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody.